Yeah. So the answer is from a people perspective, I would say that there were some great people there that definitely made sense, but I would say probably 50% of the team, they were keepers and they were part of the future. The other 50% were not. Like I said, that the people to get from 0 to 7 are absolutely the right people to get you there, but they're not the right people to get you from to 7 to 50. They just aren't. And there has to be some evolution. And typically that comes into play whenever you start evaluating like performance and metrics and start putting accountability metrics in place. So no, the answer, there was 50-50 on the people. And on the processes, the answer is no, it's not in place. When you look at how you got to 7 million, typically, even if you look at tech stack, you have Salesforce and you're using it periodically. You don't really have strong dashboards. I didn't have strong dashboards. I didn't really have a comp plan that complemented what we wanted from the sales organization. So Salesforce, comp plan. And then from an outreach perspective, we really didn't have we had the ICP, but we didn't have refined enablement materials to go out there and scale the company. And when you look at what we want to do, if we want to double, triple in revenue, it's like, first thing we have to do is we have to create strong swim lanes for the sellers. We have to hire the right people. Then we have to enable them in a big way. And then we have to put the compensation that really motivates them to go in a direction. And then we manage, measure, and track feverishly in a way that we can make big pivots when we need to. Make sense?
Yes. So when you started there, when you got hired, what were you hired for? First of all, like, did they know you're going to be this amazing? You come in and just totally 10x it, or what was it? Why did they hire you?
Any VP of sales that's hired in, they believe they're a miracle worker and they believe they can do everything. They can sell, they can manage, they can hire. And so, yes, they expected it. I don't know that, I've been in a couple of scenarios where I truly believe that, like I'm the right person. I can come in and make all this change, but there's a lot that has to be done. So, in my Dell days, I believe that, like I was really good at what I did. I'd won manager of the year a couple of years in a row. And I worked this big company. And when you go into a small growth company, what you learn real quickly is, oh, you don't have a job description. Oh, you don't have a CRM that's working. You don't have a comp plan. You don't have, pricing that's optimized for the customer. And no one's doing active recruiting. All of a sudden you're like, oh, wow, we have a lot to do here. And that's happened almost like the last 5 times I've been a VP of sales or a CRO. Most of the time I start there because it is a full-time job. All the things I just mentioned, and it's not something that's solved and then you move on. It evolves with the size of the company. You go from 7 to 20, you go from, you get there to 20, all those things have to be refined. You go from 20 to 50, they have to be refined. You make an acquisition of another company, they have to be refined. So overall.
When you got started, right? So there's all these things you could do. How did you prioritize? How did you figure out, okay, was there a lot of support maybe from the board or from the CEO, or was there, like, where did you start? How do you, like people who are watching us, the CEOs that are growing, they're overwhelmed, right? Like, so where do they start when they hire somebody? Or did you already know what to do and you're like, boom, 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 this is my system?
I didn't know what to do, but what I did establish then, and I still use today, is I come in and I evaluate 12 growth drivers. And, some examples, I'll give you the example, just give you all 12, but I'll just give you a couple of examples. One is global marketing strategy. Like, let's go evaluate the global marketing strategy. That's one. 2 is Salesforce and dashboards. Do they manage, measure, and track what you need to grow the business? Compensation. Does it align with? So I look at all 12 of these growth drivers, and every one of the growth drivers are aligned to go to market. Like, go to market is a motion. That motion has to be aligned and orchestrated for the company to grow. And many times inside of companies, they're broken up into 3 silos. You'll have, marketing over here and sales over here and maybe channel over here and maybe another motion over here. And I look at that and say, it is a go-to-market motion that needs to be aligned. Regardless of like reporting structure or anything like that, the go-to-market motion needs to be aligned in a big way.